In the ongoing Ad Hoc Committee in Parliament, a bombshell moment unfolded. General Shadrack Sibiya was asked by AMK Party about his alleged contamination of the Senzo Meyiwa crime scene, and claimed he never contaminated the murder scene. But is his version believable? Today, we expose the contradictions that could unravel his defense.
When Senzo Meyiwa was killed, did you went to the scene?
I'm actually happy that I'm being asked on the issue of Senzo Meyiwa, and it's an issue that I wish I could spend time on it to clarify, so that finally South Africans can get to hear the truth. And allow me, Chair, to deal with this Senzo Meyiwa issue. When Senzo Meyiwa, after Senzo Meyiwa was killed, I was the head of the Hawks in Gauteng. I was at home in Pretoria. I got a call from the acting provincial commissioner, who was General Musikiri at that time. I was at home at night. I didn't even know about the shooting. And it was around about 11 at night. And remember, Senzo was killed after 7:30, around about 7:30, early evening. And what I had to do as the head of the Hawks was to call a team to say, let's meet there. It's just like when a serious crime has been committed, we move, we go there. And what happened there is that as we moved, all of us, we got there. I ran straight to hospital. And simply because of the fact Senzo Meyiwa is a national key point. It's a national asset. It's not ordinary member where someone can say someone has been gunned out, then as the head of the house, I'll also go there. But because it was a national goalkeeper, we all had to react, and we went. Even General Musikiri, who was the acting provincial commissioner, we all went and we met at the police station, at the hospital. When I got to the hospital, it was packed, even in the passage, even in the ward where he was lying motionless. And everybody...
You know, when it comes to me, I like to question everything. Wait a minute. Shadrack Sibiya, you got a call at around 11 p.m. What time did you get at the hospital for you to find Senzo's body lying there motionless and a crowd of people surrounding him? You arrived at the hospital after 11 p.m. That's what you're saying. How can you find Senzo's body lying there at that time? Because he died 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago, from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, come on, 3 hours. And you're saying you found Senzo's body lying there motionless and the hospital was packed. That's a lie. Nah, it doesn't make any sense. Immediately when a person dies at the casualty, the body gets taken somewhere else. It cannot remain there for hours for everyone to see. Because that area is called casualty for a reason.
And everybody was crying there. Even myself, I could not make my way through into the ward. I saw him lying inside there, but from outside the ward. And then I realized that it won't work. I then said to General Musikiri, I will go to the house where now the investigation must start, because now the investigation process had to start. Now, for the investigation process to start, we then had to go to the scene of crime. When we get to the house where it happened, it was packed. Outside the yard, inside the yard, there was up and down movement in the house. I'm well trained when it comes to investigations. I'm 37 years doing what I'm doing. The very first thing is to take charge of the scene of crime. Mine was to give instructions and say, please, secure the scene, preserve the scene. This is a scene of crime. Now, the team had to make sure that they remove everybody on site to outside the yard so that it can be cordoned. The scene of crime can be cordoned.
Do you guys still remember the testimonies from the first responders, which was Matebula and Mtetwa? They said that when they arrived, they did not cordon off the house initially. They locked the house but left to the hospital, no cordon until later. And there is no mention of General Shadrack Sibiya by these officers. They said they went to the hospital, then they came back with Khumalo and others to secure the crime scene themselves. They don't mention any Shadrack Sibiya there. Let's continue.
Remember, I arrived late at night when this thing happened almost after 7:30, and the scene was already processed by the officials. It was processed, cleaned. The experts have done their work.
Wait a minute. Which expert arrived at the crime scene before 11 and processed the crime scene? Remember, according to Shadrack Sibiya, by the time he arrived midnight, the crime scene was not cordoned, which means there was no danger tapes there. Everyone was still inside the house, inside the yard, up and down and whatever. So which expert processed the crime scene before he arrived? Because from the testimonies of Sergeant Mosia, he arrived after midnight. This doesn't make any sense. No, man. To make matters worse, he's saying the crime scene was already processed by experts. But the crime scene was not secured. How can they process the crime scene without securing the crime scene? No, man.
Now, when I arrived there, I also found MEC Sizakele Nkosi Malobane and other generals were there. Now, ours, we come here as a fact-finding team. We come in here, we knock, we sit down in the sitting room. It's clean, there's no blood, there's no spotty that you can see, everything is in place.
Oh, so now you sit at the living room where Senzo passed away a few hours ago. Is it that not contamination of the crime scene? Guys, am I watching too many movies here? I've never seen a police officer sit at the crime scene, because you're not supposed to touch anything there. You wait for forensic team or whatever they call it.
And then we sit, we listen, we ask questions. What happened? This one explained, this one explained, this one explained, this one explained. This is the normal course of attending to crime scene. The MEC was there also. We were all listening. And then from there, General Musigiri and them arrived from hospital to join us. There were other generals, including General Musigiri. We all listened. And thereafter, it was a question of, General, are you taking it or am I taking it? As the Hawks, do I take the matter to run with, or are you taking it? Then she said to me, the National Commissioner was Maria Pierre then said or suggested that this matter must be investigated by a team of experienced investigators. Now that already took us out of the way.
Now this part, I think I've heard it from the testimonies of that guy, Makubo. Yeah, I think Makubo mentioned something like that. I'm not really sure. I have to go back to the record.
Now, we stood by when they made a press conference, a press briefing at that time that says, there will be a team appointed to investigate and will run with this matter. We were standing by, no longer involved in the case. That is why even today, when this matter has been testified, I haven't submitted a statement. I haven't submitted I've never been called as a witness. It's almost at the end because I was not involved. I've seen messages that says I took $1 million and I did it, I shifted the firearm ordered. No. At what point would I have done that? So I just wanted to say to South Africans, I am not involved in the Senzo Meyiwa case. I've never done anything wrong. And there have been many teams, more than 10 different teams that were set to investigate this thing. I've done nothing that can actually cause the matter to be not to be successful.
Senzo Meyiwa was shot inside Khumalo's home or house. When as an MEC, what are you doing there? What the hell are you doing there? Are you the police? What the hell are you doing there? Guys, this is scary. And remember, guys, there is no mention of this MEC or General Shadrack Sibiya being inside the house. except for Warrant Officer Makhubu, who confirmed that Shadrack Sibiya was there. But remember, the state made him look like he was lying. They made him look like a fool there. Like there is no mention, there is no statement or anything that says Shadrack Sibiya was there, but he was there. But this guy is saying he was inside Phakathi, seated at the sofa, at the living room, listening to this one gives a statement to what happened, this one gives a statement to what happened, so on and so on. And the MEC is listening there. What the hell are you doing there, MEC? What the hell? Are you the police?
Can you confirm yes or no on the matter that that scene was not contaminated by your presence?
Not at all. It was never communicated by my presence. When I arrived, it was a done deal already. It was cleared. I mean, when you arrive and already it's trampled upon by many people, I was very late when we come there myself.
So were you the first person who arrived at the scene?
Not at all. I came after 12 there, when in fact this thing happened after 7:30. So logically speaking, how can I be the first person to arrive past 12 when this thing happened at 7:30?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the hot seat.
Welcome to the fire where the stakes ignite, where the questions burn hotter than the night. No escape once you're locked in the heat. This is your trial on the hot seat.